George Chahrouri, Eric Eager alongside, and it is time for some look-ahead lines and over-unders for this week. Last week, this was pretty useful, right? We went 3-0 in our picks, so hopefully we can continue that success here today. The inefficiency of the market earlier in the week is what we want to take advantage of. So you want to get yourself a PFF Elite subscription. That'll get you the PFF Greenline product, which has all of the picks for each of these games. We'll mention a couple here. But then if you want to put that to good use, you got to head to mybookie.ag. That is where you can place all of your bets for everything that you could possibly want, even college stuff. They have in-game live betting. They have great customer service. They make it easy to cash out. We both use it. We love it. So I suggest you head there too. Use promo code PFF. You get a dollar-for-dollar match on your first deposit. mybookie.ag. You play, you win, you get paid. In a rematch from a Sunday night spectacular, a push extraordinaire last season, we've got Raiders in Miami. Shouldn't be too much of a worry of thunderstorms, so we like that. And as you can see, the over-under at this point, 44 in the market. We like it. We're looking at PFF Greenline right here. We've got it at 46. So I think maybe there's some apprehension, Carr, Tannehill, but there's some overwhelming factors that I think are at play here.
Yeah, I think just like San Francisco versus Detroit last week, I think the overwhelming thing is the fact that we have two defenses that are in the bottom, 5 in the league there. And, Miami's looked okay, but they faced the Jets, who are not a great offense. They faced Tennessee, who's not a great offense. And then Oakland, I think, offensively have faced two tough defenses. And so, I think they're gonna get a little bit of a relapse here when they face the Dolphins.
The facing two good defenses is huge. I think that's a big boost for Carr. The second thing is that Khalil Mack does not play offense. And there's a lot being made of how dumb the Raiders were for getting rid of Khalil Mack after they trashed the Seahawks last night. And I think what we need to focus on is that their offense remains intact and is playing against a bad defense, having faced two strong defenses. So I would snap this up quickly because I think it's going to only head up from here. Raiders, Dolphins, over. The next game, a preview of a Super Bowl maybe 50 years down the road. Giants, Texans. And what's really interesting about this game is we just saw the Giants. They go into Dallas. Everyone is taking the Giants, right? One of the top 5 consensus picks in the Super Contest. And they were just 3-point dogs. They now travel over, a few miles. They're playing the Texans, arguably a worse team than the Cowboys. They are now 6-point underdogs. So I ask you this, what's changed?
I don't think it's even arguable that they're a worse team. Notice here in our PFF ELO ratings, the Texans are one of the worst teams in the NFL. We had their under going into the season. Deshaun Watson, again, somebody I think we think is overvalued here. And yeah, as you said, the difference between week 2 and week 3 here is staggering. And I think if you're Sage here, you sort of jump on that.
What's interesting to me about this is the Cowboys, they lost to Carolina. They lost at Carolina. It wasn't impressive. How would you feel about losing to David Blaine Gabbert? I mean, come on, right? So this one makes zero sense to me. And I think the idea here is that the Giants, they lost. It didn't look good. Saquon Barkley was great. They threw the ball to him, behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe they've learned their lesson. As impressive as it is to force missed tackles behind the line of scrimmage, it's not very valuable. The great thing is the Texans can't cover anybody, and Odell Beckham Jr., it's about time they threw him the ball 20 times a game. Yeah. It just has to happen.
Yeah, and it's about time that we respect the Dallas defense and their corners with Byron Jones, Chidobe Awuzie. They shut down the Giants down the field, and that's why we had to see all the dump-offs to Barkley at an average depth of target of -1.5. The Texans simply don't have the players to match up here. I do like the Giants against the spread here.
Yeah, it's an obvious one here. I think it's a no-brainer. Byron Jones was probably the unsung hero of that game. I think he played as well as anyone did. Of course, the defensive line and all those blitzes helped. But him locking down was impressive. They have no one close to that on Houston. I think this moves towards the Giants at some point, right? So I would grab it at -6 immediately. Last but not least, we travel to Minnesota and join Nance and Romo. Hello, friends.
On purpose?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we're looking here at the spread first. It's huge. It's enormous. We have the Bills as a pick, but we're going to actually move down because I'm not ready to take a Bills covering a spread pick. But I look at the total here. It's just 41 right now. very, very low. And when you've got a spread that big, that opens up an opportunity for a lot of garbage time, which Josh Allen loves.
Yeah, we've seen this in both Buffalo games, which have gone over. We've seen the one where the other team scores enough points themselves for it to go over. We've seen, like against the Chargers on Sunday, we saw that the Chargers got out ahead, and then the Bills scored 20 points in garbage time. So I think either way you sort of look at this, 41's a bit short, and we like the over.
Minnesota, they're a Super Bowl contender. Kirk Cousins loves himself some clean pockets. The Bills defense, as you can see, 29th right now. They're not going to put up a fight. 130-plus passer rating to quarterbacks from a clean pocket. Kirk Cousins is going to dice them up. It could be 20. They could have this covered by halftime. And at that point, they're going to say, let's not put our Super Bowl hopes in jeopardy, and let's just let Josh Allen score a couple touchdowns, make him feel good. I think 41, there's no way this is going lower. So this is one of those situations where you grab it now. Maybe it gets up to 42, 42 and a half by the end of the week. Those point and a half can mean a lot when it comes down to it.
Yeah, through a key number of 42, for example.
Exactly.
I wonder, though, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, do any more Bills corners quit at halftime this week?
That can only help. It can't hurt. So those are our 3 look-aheads for this week. Remember, you want to grab them now because there's a good chance, that those move as bettors wise up. That's why we get into you early. You can see all of our picks at PFF Greenline with a PFF Elite subscription, and you can make all of your investments by using mybookie.ag. It is the best place to get all your bets in. You can even place bets on totals for individual fantasy players. They have in-game live betting. They make it easy to cash out, and their customer service is excellent. mybookie.ag, you play, you win, you get paid.